Good morning from our desert walk. I like to come down here and show you the desert from Luca view. Like, look at those crazy trees. And the flowers are so as big as me. Imagine it from a dog's eye view, how cool life can be, right? Watch, when he starts taking off, he'll start chasing lizards. You can see he's back in action. He's happy and running and hopping around. And then here's our view. Call it the mid-century neighborhood. They kind of kept the houses low so you can cool, still see the mountains and the palm trees, So here's my Monday morning, 5 minutes. We were doing a Monday Motivator, and I have to recommend Ed Mylett. And, I've listened to him so long. I've learned some tips that I use to help keep myself motivated, but, it is a wealth of knowledge, Ed Mylett, and I don't know if you've met him before or you've heard about him before. I would say he's probably the most well-connected, well-known person you've probably never heard of, and then, you'll start listening to his podcast, start looking into him, and it's like he knows everybody. So, but, to try and stay on 5-minute topic here, Monday Motivator, sometimes anger can be a motivator too, guys. There's a lot of anger in the world right now, and we are, I think, getting a little misguided, letting our emotions take control of us. And I'm saying this from experience. I try to pause before I'm going to do something, and come up with what I really truly want to say instead of what's blabbering on out of my mouth, kind of thing. But anger can get me motivated to take action. I like to think that when my mom got angry about what was happening to her, she used, her anger and her ex-Marine Corps spirit to carry her through college and raising me. And when things weren't fair, she didn't care because she just used that anger to get up off the ground. But then her training spirit, Marine Corps spirit, I would say, she's also very faith-based, and that has served her. So, for me, my motivation is usually something that I'm creating for myself. Can never blame my motivation on anybody else but Harley. And, that's just because I feel I've been lucky and there's no excuses for me. Now, other people have been victimized, and that's a different story for each of us, what, your motivation is going to be. But I just want to say to not stay in the anger, because if we stay into the anger for too long, you can kind of see the world gets crazy. And, so what works for me is to try and calm down. What works for me is to try and not take myself hostage with those emotions. And these are terms that I keep going back to with Chris Voss, my hostage guy. But I'm trying to be a motivator today. Look at this. This is a part of my walk. Climb underneath the trees. These are palm trees, huh? Luca loves this area. And so if I need a perspective of motivation, love, if you're into faith, I would really recommend Ed Mylett. He does do a good job of reaching out to women, but if you're a man in particular, that's one I would recommend. I can't say that it would totally resonate with women, but I think men need to start taking care of our business a little bit more and start a little bit more self-development. And he's a good role model, I believe, for anyone. He calls himself out, and that's what I'm going to leave it with, guys. Let's start evaluating, our emotions and changing the anger to a motivator, and then go into a positive frame of mind. What are we going to do about it, instead of outrage and that kind of thing. Well, outrage is an obvious emotion. That's not a game plan. Outrage is not, we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do, this is who I'm going to talk to, or this is who I'm going to get on board to help us, right? We're all outraged, of course, but I don't need that's not a game plan. So let's go back and get tools, and Ed Mylett, if you listen to a few of his shows and can't pick up a couple tools, I challenge you. But also his book, he's got a few books, and the Motivator ones, I would say, are his previous ones, but his most recent one is called The Power of One More, and I think it's current. I think I would start with that one. So Ed Mylett and The Power of One More is his book. I love Ed Mylett so much. His moniker on his podcast used to have him with his plane. He's very wealthy. And his Bentley. Sorry about this is a beautiful dog I'll say hello to. And here's a tip, guys. Just say, hi, buddy. Hey, acknowledge their existence, see? He's just trying to be there. And get your dog talking to voice on. And I'll come back. But, one thing Ed Mylett will do is motivate you. Some of his new podcasts are a 15-minute kind of thing. And so that's why I'm kind of starting off with a Monday Motivator. And sorry about the dogs. But check out Ed Mylett. And there's some 15-minute episodes. But if you go back into his history of his podcast, he's start at the beginning. And you'd be like, wow, he knows everybody and whatnot. And he's changed. So that's also one I'm going to leave at this. We're a little bit over 5 minutes. But he even changed the moniker he even changed his photo. Because his photo used to be like his Bentley parked in front of his plane. And I really felt like that didn't represent who he was. He's trying to, motivate people he's trying to motivate people, but he actually changed his photo. And it's him standing in front of his fireplace, and that's it, with the sweater on. And that's Ed. It's Ed's, so the photo that you see now is not what he built his show on, and he changed it, So love you, Ed, but, love you all. Have a great Monday. Check out Ed Mylett.